I hope you're a fan of horses, because this is gonna be hoofing great. Hi, welcome back to Toony Nails, the channel where we paint cartoons on nails, which is exactly what we're doing today. I'm not just sporting my Mickey Mouse sweater for fun, because we are going to be featuring some Disney characters today. I took all my favorite Disney horses and I put them on nails. I hope you like it. Let's get started with the video. I just want to start out by saying thank you so much if you're a consistent watcher. There are some announcements at the end that you might want to stick around for, so I mean, you can skip through and zoom through all the painting if you like. I don't mind. I don't take it personally because I do that with other videos too. But there are some announcements at the end I would like you to hear, so just letting you know. And as you can guess, because I am not nail logical, I don't have every single color in the world when it comes to nail polishes. So I have mixed my own pink. I'm putting them on some Chiara Sky jelly tips that I got from my jelly tip kit. They're super helpful, so these can fit right onto your nail perfectly. And I've just mixed some magenta with some light pink and some white to get this perfect pink. I will have to eventually buy it for myself just because I love it so much. It's probably my favorite color. Our first nail is going to be featuring the super cute baby Pegasus from Fantasia. This 1940 Disney movie features, well, it actually is just a feature. It's featuring a bunch of classical songs that have been illustrated visually. Well, obviously every illustration is visual, but I mean it's been animated. Well, yeah, that's what Disney does. They animated music in this movie. It's quite interesting. Usually when we make movies, we add the music as an add-on to the story, but in this case, Fantasia took the story as the music and then did the animation afterwards, so you could visualize what's going on with the sounds. It's really super cool. There was one point when I was like in my early 20s. In my early 20s, I'm 26, but when I was like 21 or something, and I was home for the summer, and yeah, I watched that movie like every day that summer. I'm the type of person that watches movies like almost like they have an addiction. Like I remember Rise of the Guardians. When I found out that that movie existed, I watched it, oh my god, like 8 times, probably in a week. Yeah, it's like when you have a favorite song, you listen to it until you get sick of it. That's me with movies. Anyways, Fantasia has a lot of characters and different stories going on. There's one about Mickey being a magician. You know the classic Mickey picture. I think you see it in a lot of places where he has the blue hat with white stars on it. Or that's where that came from. There's also fairies, because the first, I guess, big story with the music is from the Nutcracker, from the ballet. So that's really super beautiful. And at one point they have a Beethoven suite. I think it's Beethoven. And it's like a little fantasy world with like rainbows and Pegasus and little unicorns and centaurs, and it's just like all fantasy themed. So it's super cool, and they have that little horse on there. But we have moved on, guys. Now we're at a different horse. I'm gonna tell you right now what I'm doing. I'm just pressing play on the record button and I'm just talking. I'm like barely even watching the video. So sorry if I go off on tangents. Let's stick to sketching. So maybe you noticed in the other video I switched paintbrushes. For example, right here I got this long skinny one. That's the one I'm usually have been using. It's the only one I got. But then recently I ordered a paintbrush from Nails by Dev. And she's a super cool YouTuber. Well, more of an Instagrammer. She makes TikToks too. She has a 90s themed nail salon and she does a lot of cartoons actually for nails. So I follow her. I'm a really big fan of hers. And I did happen to order her super fine painting brush, which is this one. So this is her micro detailer brush. It's super helpful. I noticed that when I'm using the long skinny brush, it's great for making big shapes, but when I want to do like those little ears, the little eyes, this one is so much better. You can make curves a lot easier. You don't have to swing your brush around and like almost twist your wrist trying to get a nice curve. It's really smooth, so I really like it. I'm really glad I made this purchase, and it's helped me a lot with making these cartoons. Though I do have to mention, this is probably the hardest set I've ever done. I don't know if I've said that before, but just because I feel like it's tiring to draw such little details. Your brain is on like a whole nother level of focus. Trying to get all of that in there. You know, it looks a little bigger on the screen, but it's actually really, really tiny. Which is why the pinky was supposed to be the horse from Tangled, but I just made it into red reins. Reins as in like the red ropes I'm going to be drawing on the horses as reins. Because it's just so little and so much detail, and you know, hopefully one day I can get to that level where I can draw something so small, but for now I struggle just with this. And if you're wondering what horse is who, so you know the first one is from, it's the baby Pegasus that's black from from Fantasia, and then the second one is Prince Philippe's horse from Sleeping Beauty. And I really like that horse, and I love that movie in general, so I thought I'd add him. He's my, I guess, second favorite horse. But I would say my favorite overall is the Mulan horse, which is the one I'm drawing right now. And from the beginning, when I was little, I thought that horse design was fabulous. It's so different than all the other horse designs because it's very, like, he's really thick around the body, has a really thick neck, and then a really skinny face, and the legs are really stylized. So I find that really cool about this horse, and it always reminded me of sort of like, I guess if you look at the art history of China, you can find horse paintings that look a little bit like this one, and I think that's where they took the inspiration. You can Google right now, the horse in Chinese art and culture, and you can see they have that really thick neck, and some of them are hella hefty if you see in these paintings. So that's what the Mulan horse has going for him. That's really, really interesting, is how stylized he is. So I really love it. He's a really cool horse. And I love the colors too, like black and white. It's perfect. Also, I want to remind you that, as you can see, I'm making a lot of mistakes, and that's okay. This is just a sketch. It's not supposed to be very even as detailed as I'm making it, but I don't know. I think I just kind of lost track of what I was really doing and just sketching, right? I'm used to sketching on pencil, and I'm used to making a lot of lines when I feel like with nails you don't really need to do that, but you kind of just need to make the shape outline and then fill it in afterwards. So for this nail, we're going to be drawing the Pegasus from Hercules. So this movie is from 1997, and I know it took them 3 years to make, because back in the day you had to do everything by hand. And I just want to say, every character from Hercules, you just try to go ahead and draw them, and they are insane. Like, I remember for school I had to draw like Hercules as a teenager, and he's not like any normal character you're drawing. Like, I don't know. When you're doing manga, it's kind of like all the same, all the, not the same, I just mean like the head shape is kind of round and the body is a certain way. But with Hercules, everything is extremely stylized. Like, nothing is right in the set. Well, right that it looks amazing, but it's never a perfect circle. It's never a perfect square. It's angles everywhere throughout the body when you're drawing these characters. So this horse doesn't just have a flat face. It has a very like curvy nose. It has like another curve at the mouth, and then it has like a sharp top of the nose, like at the lip, and his jaw kind of goes halfway through his face. It's insane. Props to the designers for Hercules, because they did a fantastic job. Those are very interesting characters and very wacky and lovable, and I love them. So right here, this is the pinky nail, and I'm just doing red, right? As I mentioned, I don't want to do another super detailed horse because I just don't think I could. So we're just going to be doing the red reins that are going around the horses. At least most of them. Pegasus is the only horse that doesn't have reins, because you can see Hercules always grabs him by the hair. Fun fact, my friend who rode a lot of horses growing up tells me that horses don't have, like, I don't know if that is that they don't have nerves on their mane or something, but she told me that when you pull on their hair, it doesn't actually hurt them. So, and I thought that was really interesting, and that's why people always like hold on to their hair while they're riding them in movies. So yeah, it doesn't hurt like the way it hurts us when we pull our hair. But yeah, these are all the horse sketches that we're about to start painting. Some painting tip right here. I am going to be putting like a blob with this big brush on top of my little shape, but it's not going to be very even just because I was trying to get around the little berries and stuff. But what really helped afterwards, after laying down, you know, my little base, is using my really thin brush and evening out all those little bumps around my paint and going into all the little edges there with the berries. And yeah, like putting the little brush across the base can really help make it all smooth over after the big brush strokes kind of made dents in it. Then I'm taking a dotting tool and I'm going to be filling in all the little berries that the baby Pegasus is lying in. So if you haven't seen the movie, you're probably wondering what the heck, why is he eating a bunch of berries? It's a Disney movie. Of course he's going to fall into a bush of berries because all the horses were eating at the time and they happened to be eating these really cute fruit that were all pink. So that's where I got the idea from. I mean, I saw it on Pinterest too and I thought this is so cute when he falls into the berries. And his mom like grabs him by his little baby butt tail and pulls him out and shakes him and all the fruit fall off of him. It's super cute. And like I find this in a lot of the old Disney movies, like horses tend to eat flowers and I think that's super cute. Flowers are really the forbidden fruit for me because they're so colorful and so beautiful. Especially like really like orchids with really thick leaves, like flower petals. And if you look at them, they have a sort of shimmer to them. It's so delicious. Like, I mean, you can eat some flowers for sure. Like, there's hibiscus tea. I've had rose jam. And actually, rose flavored stuff tends to be very delicious. Let alone for roses having their smell be so famous for being very, very good. Wait, that doesn't make sense. I worded that so weirdly. Anyway, roses are already famous for smelling good, let alone tasting good. But, oh yeah, I was going to mention Cara Sky has a set of cuticle oils that are all different flavors, and I know one of them is rose, which is the one I have, and it smells amazing. It almost doesn't smell like roses just because it kind of smells like strawberries, like you want to just eat it. But, it adds to my point that rose-smelling things are very delicious. So, yeah, flowers are somewhat edible. So, horses can eat them in little kids' TV shows, so why not? Animation just has that special skill of making things look so delicious. Like anime food is another level of like, not even real food can look that good. But anyway, I don't know if I should mention, I'm actually quite disappointed with the way the Mulan horse turned out because his face, like the white part between his eyes, is too wide. They should be narrower. They should be closer together. But oh well. I'm left with this. It was really hard. And I tried my best. I almost want to do these again just so I know they will be better, you know what I mean? Like once you do something once, if you do it again and again, it just gets better and better. So, well, except if you keep doing it all in one day, it's just going to get worse. There's a peak, I think, when it comes to practicing something. You do it once, twice, 3 times, maybe 5, and then you're just done. After that, you don't get any better. You're just too tired, so you have to move on. And I actually meant to do these nails last week, but I had been avoiding them. And I think it's because subconsciously I knew this was going to be quite a challenge, drawing all these little details. Even the Witcher nails I did, I know the Witcher Geralt took me, oh my god, like an hour almost. It's a lot. I didn't measure the time it took me to do these. It didn't take as much as The Witcher. I think I am getting a little faster, but yeah, it's a lot, and it takes effort. It takes energy for sure to get these done. Look at them. These are all already filled with color. What's left is adding my outlines. This is where I get to show off my Nails by Def Micro Detailer brush. That's it right there. That's how small it is, and it's lovely because it comes with a cap. I love nail brushes that come with caps because as a nail technician, I feel like it's not that we're moving around a lot, but I don't know. I always feel like from going to work, I mean, I don't have a job yet, but from going to work to going to your friend's house to do their nails or doing a client somewhere else, having a lid on your brushes really, really helps. And also, just in case there's any gel left over, they have a cap on, so if any sunlight hits them by accident or whatever, they're not going to get dry and get all messed up. So always get your nail brushes with lids. It's really, really helpful to maintain their beauty, so they don't get damaged, simply put. So yeah, this brush makes it really easy to go around on these little curves, like this little wisp of hair right here. So I really recommend it if you want to do tiny, tiny details onto nails. Look at his little baby Pegasus snout. I love baby animals, they're the best. Baby anything, cute anything, cartoon is the best. I have a tip if you want to make something look baby and cute is make their forehead really wide and then make their mouth or like their eyes lower to the face, and it will make it look like really babyish. You can try it if you draw a circle, and if you draw the eyes on top of the circle, not on top, higher up on the circle, and then smile at the bottom, and then draw another circle and you draw the eyes lower down, like past the either the midway or lower than that, and then you draw the smile, it's gonna look a lot cuter. Just try it. And then the trick with animals is just to give them really short snouts. That will make anything look super cute. Like if you look at a picture of a baby cow and an adult cow, you can see the difference, or like a baby dog compared to a big dog. You'll see their snout differences, but I feel like cows always look cute because they always kind of have this chubby snout on them, like the baby Pegasus. Versus this horse that's very adult, he has a big long mouth, like how horses are supposed to look. So he looks a lot more grown up. Also, I think if I were a budding man, as they say, I would say that if dogs already have the place of being man's best friend, I would say horses are second on the list. Just because they are in almost every single movie. And historically we use them for sorry, I don't mean to swear. We've used them for war, right, and for the princess getting from place to place, and this and that, and for carrying carriages, and they're so fast and beautiful and majestic, and I really like horses. They're a staple of humanity, and if when it comes to relations between humans and animals, so a dog is a man's best friend, and a horse is their second best friend. I know that doesn't sound very inspiring, but I'm just stating facts here, okay? Hey, but what about cats? Okay, cats are amazing, but when you don't like dogs, then cats is a man's best friend, and then horses come second. It's kind of like, it depends, And then if you like both cats and dogs, then whatever, then horses are third. Anyway, point is, I love horses. Horses are great. I think that's why they're used so much as mascots in these Disney movies, because they're so cool, and they're supposed to be with you always, right? In the spring here in Vancouver, I love to ride my bicycle, and one of the things I like to do, just because I'm an imaginative person, as you can imagine, is I like to pretend my my bicycle is a horse. And I'm like, yes, I'm going on an adventure, and I'm just like going down the street to the supermarket in my horse. And his name is Justin Quaintance. Justin Quaintance. That might sound like a super random name to you, but it's this guy I used to know. I used to go to school with him. He's a photographer, and he just has like a really definite style, And also his name is pretty cool, Justin Quaintance. And so I named my bike after him just because I saw my bike. My bike is very like stylized. It's called a cruiser. I know that because they called it that at the bike shop. The purple cruiser. I don't know. It just looked like him. My bicycle looked like him, so I called him that. Fun fact. I don't want to overstate myself, but if there was ever like a BuzzFeed quiz about like, do you really know Raquel? This would be one of those like obscure questions, like, what's Raquel's bicycle named? If you can answer it, then you're the realist. You're my biggest fan. Or, just my friend, right? I know for sure anybody watching right now is probably my friend. Hi, guys. Hi, Larissa. Hi. I know Cody's not watching. He says he watches, but I know he doesn't. He's just liking them. And if you are watching, Cody, then I love you. But if I don't know you, why don't you go ahead and say hi in the comments? I would be so happy to meet you. And you can tell me which one of your Disney horses is your favorite. There's a lot I didn't mention on this video when it comes to Disney horses. For example, oh, look at him. He's so beautiful. He's so handsome. And I love gray horses. But anyway, horses we did not mention. I mean, we did mention the Tangled horse. But then there's also, oh my god, of course, Spirit. He is the Disney horse, right? No? I'd say so. I mean, he got his own movie. He's the only horse with his own movie, so He's a pretty big deal. I also want to bring up the water horse from Mulan 2. Sorry, what the heck, Mulan 2. But you should see Mulan 2. It's pretty good. But no, I meant the water horse from Frozen 2. That horse is amazing. That horse deserves a freaking Oscar. It is beautiful. Like if I were to go to the Disney store right now, I would buy the doll like water horse. And they do have it. I saw it and it has Elsa in her beautiful white dress and the horse. And I know I'm like a grown woman, but I would buy that. It's so beautiful. I'm the biggest fan of that horse. But I didn't draw him on my nails. I guess I didn't think of it just because I guess the horse itself isn't really like a funny character. It's more of a spirit. Do spirits count as characters? Yeah, they do. Like there's a little fire lizard guy. He's super cute. So I could have totally drawn the horse, the water horse. But I don't know. I guess I didn't think of him. He doesn't really have eyes either. Well, there will come a time where the water horse from Frozen will get his own nail set just because he's so beautiful. But we should also talk about Bullseye, the horse from Toy Story. He's Woody and Jesse's horse. He's super cute. He definitely gets a mention on this video. And like he's a very kind of unique design because he's a toy. Like he's supposed to be a toy, so his shapes are very round and very funny, and he's for kids, right? So we should have done this guy. He's so cute. There's also the mice from Cinderella that got turned into horses that are super cool. I really like those. And what about the reindeer Sven from Frozen as well? Does he count as a horse? He's horse-like. So, I mean, I would add him to this group. He is really cute. So, Sven would definitely go into this group of horses I am a fan of. Oh yeah, and there's the horse from Brave. When it comes to real life horses, I think the horse from Brave would be my favorite just cuz I love that one those horses that have really really thick hooves, like really thick feet and like a lot of hair on their feet and they have really long black hair and they're really thick and chunky. They're just like giant chunky machines and I love them. I love those kinds of horses. I don't know their names. I'm not a fan enough of horses to be, saying what they're called. I know Lollapalooza is the horses that have like that are like white and they have like brown polka dots on them because that's such a funny name. I had to remember it. I think I'm right anyway. But yeah, the horse from Brave is really chunky and cool. I would really like him on this fan mention. But he would be really hard to draw just because he's, 3D. But I was able to draw the horse from Tangled in line work, so it's not impossible, but it won't look perfectly. It won't look like the realistic almost. I mean, this is a cartoon channel. It's called Toonie Nails for a reason, but I don't know if 3D cartoon is part of this. Just because I don't really like drawing 3D stuff or realistic stuff in general. I mean, I do sometimes when I have to, but in general, I think line art is my favorite. As you can see right here, it's my favorite part of the video. It's my favorite part of doing nails, and I think it adds everything together. And yeah, just doing it painterly it's just not for me. Oh, here's a really weird horse. And if you can picture it, then you're a really big Disney fan. But in Aladdin, when the genie is trying to get, Aladdin the animated one, when the genie's trying to get Aladdin into the city as a prince, he turns Abu into a horse, doesn't he? Into this like actually really pretty purple horse. So there's that mention too. He's really cool. You can Google it. He has a lot of curls in his hair and that makes him really beautiful. So I would add him to this. And oh my god, this is actually fun thinking of all these Disney horses because there's so many. But there's also Philippe from Beauty and the Beast. He's the horse that was able to run away from wolves and then somehow run back to Belle and somehow also warn her that her dad had been taken into this castle as prisoner. So really smart horse. He can get around really easily, can remember all the trails. And also, I'm not like talking to you right now straight, like coming up with all these different horses out of my butt, but like I have my phone on and I've Googled Disney horse to see what I get and to see what I can remember. There is some here from that horse movie, the cow movie, On the Range, I think, or On the Ranch. And there's a horse on there that's like really like, he's like the Flynn Rider of horses, so I know that. And then there's another horse here with like a pink hat and daisies, and I think it's the horse from the Aristocats, but I'm not sure. There's a lot of horses I don't know really about, but I just heard of, because I've seen a lot of Disney movies, but maybe not necessarily remember every single one of them. Yeah, but the horse on the range one, or the whatever on the range horse, is pretty cool. I like his face. But the horse with the most personality, I'd say probably goes to Pegasus. He does a lot in that movie, and it has a lot to do with who he is as a horse. So, other than that, I would say the horse from Tangled also has a lot of personality. They get the award for coolest horse. The Mr. Congenialities, if you will. But how come there's not a lot of girl horses? Or is it just me? There's the one from the Aristocats I think I was talking about, but most of the horses tend to be boys. I wonder why. Bobby, can you think of why most of the horses are boys?
In like Disney shows?
In like Disney movies?
I don't know.
Me neither. I don't have like some explanation.
No.
I mean, I don't mind. Horse is a horse.
Yeah, I don't know
but they're
if male horses are somehow like critically different than female horses.
I have no idea. Maybe it's just because they come with the prince, and the prince can't be riding a girl horse for some reason. Even though in The Witcher, the Roach is a girl. I think. At one point.
I don't know.
But it also doesn't matter.
No.
Anyway, we're going to put top coat on the nails now to enclose everything and make it look nice. And that's it, guys. That's everything. That's all I had to do for these nails to look beautiful. Get ready for the video of them in just music. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you liked the video. By the way, big announcement. I have been chosen to be an ambassador for Syllabo Canada. They are a company that distributes Japanese and Korean nail products that are healthy, non-toxic. Some of them are actually vegan. So it's really wonderful, and I can't wait to share with you this wonderful company. I'll put the link down below. You can get 10% off if you use my code Raquelita. Again, thank you so much for watching my video this week. I post videos every Tuesday, sometimes on Wednesdays if I'm late, but I post every week. I am consistent with that. So don't forget to subscribe and like this video so you can support my channel and support my spirits and just support me. Don't forget to use cuticle oil, and I'll see you next week. Bye!